Hey everybody, how you feeling? We're at Los Angeles for the what conference is this again? The Pacific Bitcoin Conference?
The specific Bitcoin
The
conference.
Specific Bitcoin Conference. Is that a meme?
That's the meme, yeah.
So welcome to Memework Makes the Dream Work. I am Brekkie, head of Swan Studios, work at Swan. We are here with some absolute legends in the space. I am honored and so excited to be here with all three of them. First and foremost, Lyn Alden. You might know her from her... Of course you know Lyn. What you might not know about Lyn is that as smart as she is with her, with the more financial side of Bitcoin, she absolutely destroys people on Twitter with memes, and it's a sight to see. This gentleman here in the middle has taken a respite from Twitter, but you might know him. He is none other than the legendary American Hodl, so please give it up for him. And we have Neil Jacobs, who, Neil, how would you describe yourself?
Just a Bitcoiner.
Just a Bitcoiner,
Yeah.
folks. There's no such thing as just a Bitcoiner, but we'll get to know Neil a little bit as the session goes on. All right, so memes. Raise your hand if you know what a meme is. Raise your hand if you've made a meme before.
From that camp is really
Wow, all right, we got some meme artists in the crowd. Maybe we should start off by talking a little bit about sort of what a meme is and why memes are powerful and useful in Bitcoin. Memes are ideas, they're images, they help condense difficult ideas and get them across to people much more quickly. The Bible is a meme, Satoshi's white paper is a meme. Memes are all around us, they kind of shape the world whether you're aware of them or not. So, Lyn, why don't you start off and talk to us about memes and how you think about memes, especially in relation to Bitcoin.
So basically, kind of like that famous quote, like picture's worth 1,000 words, right? And so with a meme, you take, say, for example, an image or a video of a work, for example, that is well known. Could be the Matrix, could be a recent event, something like that. Something that's funny or some sort of existing template. And what that does, that already has a lot of information in it for the audience. That's already multiple thousands of words that are already understood, that don't have to be repeated. And then you combine that existing, segment of knowledge with the new idea that you're trying to convey. You're taking this existing analog, for example, and saying, here's this new thing that just happened. It's kind of like this thing. And the reason that's important is because it kind of condenses multiple thousands of words of information into something that can be absorbed in 10 seconds, and it's funny, and then so it's shareable. And so it seems like it's just for fun, and it's hilarious, but it actually spreads ideas enormously quickly. And so there's power in memes. It makes the dream work.
She said it. I didn't tell Lyn that she had to work the title in somehow, but I appreciate it.
You know, there's that Mark Twain, I think, quote that a lie could travel around the world quicker than the truth could put its shoes on. But I think memes have kind of changed that. You are able to make something that's boring funny, and it just permeates throughout society. And you don't even know where the meme started sometime or who it belonged to. And it's kind of decentralized, just like Bitcoin, right? Someone picks up a meme, runs with it, does something else. It's really powerful.
You can't force a meme either.
Well, I kind of disagree with Neil here because I think that
What else is new?
I mean, there's more bullshit than ever before, and memes can travel, around the world faster at the speed of light. Like, think about the yield blow up that just happened with FTX. Like, roses are red, violets are blue. In crypto land, the yield is you. You know what I mean? So it's like people have to learn this lesson over and over and over again, and the good memes do cut through ultimately, right? Like, Christianity was a great meme. The Golden Rule. These are great memes. These cut through eventually. But before that, we had to worship goats and stuff. You know what I mean? And you have to, you have to go through a lot of bad gods before you can get to the good God. You know what I mean? And memes are the same way.
But I think it allows truths that wouldn't be spread to go around faster. I'm not saying that fake stuff doesn't travel around, but that's my thought. I don't know.
I think kind of like how in medieval society you have a joker, a jester, and his job is to tell the king something that other people, if they tell the king that, they get their head cut off because it's maybe something the king doesn't want to hear. You get the serious person to tell the king the good news, but when you have to tell the king the bad news or something like that, you get the jester to do it because he can do it in a way that it's funny. And memes are kind of the same way. If you want to spread something, attaching it to humor is such a powerful tool, and it's one of the few there's a handful of things that two people that don't know each other can interact with. Money is one example, right? So money is this thing that you don't have to know the person, you don't have to speak the language, but you can like point to money, point to the thing you want, and you can make the transaction work. And humor is kind of the same way. If you're interacting with someone, you can't speak the same language, and someone almost trips or something, and then or there's like a miscommunication, you both laugh about it, and you've broken the tension, and you've communicated something with someone that you don't know. And I think memes just attach on to that concept.
No, and there's a reason that dictators lock up comedians and throw them away, because they're powerful. They diffuse situations. We've seen Xi Jinping. There was a meme, Winnie the Pooh, comparing him to that, and he banned Winnie the Pooh in China, right? The North Korean leader, Lil Kim, I forget which one. Didn't they like try to go after Sony? Like executives for a movie a while back. So memes are powerful. So anyone who says, "Oh, it's just like this stupid thing," no, it really affects world leaders and world politics.
So you say memes are powerful. Which memes do you think are the most powerful in Bitcoin, or which ones have really affected you as you've come to understand Bitcoin and on your Bitcoin journey?
So my moniker is Hodl. I think Hodl is the most important meme in Bitcoin. Because it's not just your Bitcoin you hodl, but like you hodl everything to have a good life, because like basically anything that's worth having is going to take time to acquire, whether these are good relationships, whether this is wealth, whether this is health, like the things that are actually important to human beings. So hodling is a very deeply rooted idea that gets to the heart of like time preference, etc. And then I think a companion piece to hodl is Matt's meme that he came up with, which is stacking sats, which sort of inverts hodling, moves it from a passive activity to an active activity, and it's alliterative, and it lowers the denominator. So to me, those are two of the most like densely packed memes in Bitcoin history, and everybody just needs to hodl.
Does everyone know what hodling is? Yes? Just making sure.
If you don't, get the fuck out. Get out.
It's a really cool story. If you haven't, definitely check out the old Bitcoin talk forums.
Yeah, American Hodl was very drunk one night, and
It's not me, not the same guy. Although I would like to go to a lesbian bar. That was part of the original post. If anybody's going to one, let me know. This is LA.
our time is limited, but I really wish we could just read this blog post. Maybe towards the end. Lyn, how about you? Which memes really resonate with you, or you find
I think he took the best ones. Those are the ones that are pure words, right? So I think in terms of, say, looking at the visual memes, for example, I think the Matrix ones are kind of the goats of the space, basically, because it's kind of like the whole thing, like these rebels against the system, for example, and then even in this whole story of the Matrix, the whole meme in there was like, you can't like know the Matrix, you have to see the Matrix, right? And so it's like, how do you describe the Matrix to someone? How do you describe the fiat system to someone? How do you describe the Federal Reserve to someone? How do you describe the complex of like petrodollar dynamics to someone? It's a very complex and ultimately boring subject. And the whole kind of like the Matrix, I think, analogies are just hilarious. And so many people either have seen the movie, of course, or they at least know enough about it that they get the idea. And so that initial meme that's like, are you telling me like Bitcoin will be worth like millions someday? And it's like, no, I'm telling you that like when you're ready, like you won't have to sell. Like that's kind of, I think, the among the goats of memes.
Eric Kaysen knows the guy who created the first Matrix meme.
Really?
Yeah, and
I don't know. Speak of the devil, he just walks in the back.
Eric Kaysen knows the guy. He wouldn't dox him to me though, so maybe harass him later.
Yeah, I'm not sure any specific meme. This week I've been thinking of a lot of memes with what's going on in the crypto world, and that's the everything is fine meme with the dog in the house like burning. It perfectly encapsulates what's going on this week. It encapsulates everything in society, right? You have all this crazy stuff going on.
Think about how powerful it is that he can just describe the meme and people in the audience start laughing.
Well, a lot of times I'll be, I want to use this old meme for a template, and I'll type a guy looking behind him with his girlfriend, and there's a hotter girl meme. I'm sure like everyone knows that. Or girl looking at a house on fire smiling. Like I'm sure that resonates with a lot of people, and it's so weird that works.
You know what's interesting? We used to have this oral tradition of telling jokes in society. Like my grandfather was always telling me jokes. Like, oh, I got a new one. It's a knee slapper, buddy. You're gonna love it, right? And we stopped doing that basically collectively when the internet proliferated, and now we describe memes to each other. And like, how often do you like find yourself describing a meme to a friend and be like, it's so funny, you should see it, it's amazing. And your version of it that you tell your friend is never as good as the actual meme, you know? Just like jokes used to be.
So I think we should kind of dive into what's going on in the world. There's a lot going on.
Is there a lot going on? What's going on?
The world's a busy place, you know. We got the Pacific Bitcoin Conference happening. We've got scam, bankman, fraud, you know, coming out. All those details coming out. So let's touch on some of that.
Let's talk about the meme of effective altruism and how it's a shield for scammers and con artists to hide behind.
Explain.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, think about it. Like, why do you need to project this big shield of virtue with which to cover yourself and your misdeeds if you are actually a truly good person who's operating in the best interest of, say, your customers, right? Who's not misappropriating client funds, right? Who maybe doesn't have a account that says Sam's secret stash there he funnels all the money to. You know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. I'm just saying.
Don't trust people that tell you to trust them.
Don't trust anyone. Right?
Basically, the bigger, I trust people who vice signal. So if somebody tells me, like, you know what, I'm kind of a shitty person, I'm much more inclined to actually trust that person, paradoxically, you know?
There was an old George Carlin clip where he said politicians who tell you they're full of shit usually win. Because everyone knows every politician's full of shit, but if they're like, I'm full of shit, everyone's like, all right, I believe that guy. So.
I think actually that's another meme is the whole proof of work meme, right? So they've taken an actual piece of technology, and in Bitcoin culture, you say, for example, the proof of work, like proof that you've done the work, right? And it shows up in results. And so I think if you have to keep telling people you're a good person, you've clearly not done the proof of work, whereas someone who's actually a good person does the proof of work, and other people speak on their behalf. They don't have to speak on their own behalf. And so again, that person can then be self-deprecating and can be, do whatever they want because people have just seen their track record and know them and they've met them and they know they're doing good work.
Right, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, Chris Rock has this joke that, like, you ever meet people who are like, I take care of my kids, and it's like, you're supposed to, stupid. Like, what the fuck? You don't get credit for that, you know?
Later today, we're just going to put American Hodl on stage and give him a microphone. So stop by later. No, but let's dig into what's happening today and what we can learn from it. You talk about proof of work, and you talk about how people are they're lying. They have all these kind of scammy practices that are leading to further losses in the market and things blowing up. What can we learn from that? And what other memes sort of describe what's going on?
I'll take that. That domino meme where someone's like putting this little tiny domino and then it spills into like this gigantic domino falling down. That's kind of what you can do a meme where like Satoshi Nakamoto is like, hey, here's this peer-to-peer cash, and then over a decade later, like gigantic like offshore casinos are just like melting down because of this white paper he published 14 years ago. And that's kind of where we are, where basically there's this underlying useful technology, Bitcoin, that actually wanted to solve a purpose, introduce peer-to-peer money. And then from there, it's just like the way I've described it is that the same technology that allows for peer-to-peer money also allows for peer-to-peer scams that, someone can literally sell penny stocks to the public directly. And so it's been like this light signal, like this bat signal for like all these scammers just to come to this industry and build this whole like shitty industry around what is ultimately at the foundation a very important platform, a very important technology. And they leverage it, and they've turned it and they gamified it. And I think that's where it has to be pushed back. And that's actually where I think memes are really useful, because Bitcoin, people say, oh, that's boomer tech, that's that's the boring one. I want to get into like this crazy, I want the one with like the dog on it, and so that's why Bitcoin has to be fun, because that's the real technology, and you can't let other ones capture the fun. Bitcoin's got to be fun.
I have this thing I say that, I think that Bitcoin is like a, operating system for the human mind. Like, I think language is like one of our default mode networks, and then after language, we learn money, and both of these create like unlocks in our environment. So when you're a kid and you're like, ball, your mommy gives you the ball, right? And then when you go into the Target and you try and steal the toy, they're like, no, this costs money, you need money. And then you have this sort of sub-program running in your head about how much everything costs, right? And people in this room who've moved to Bitcoin as like sort of your standard of value, your personal standard of value, you have upgraded your OS. But people that are behind us, they have an old, outdated OS, and basically like What scam artists do, like Sam Bankman-Fried, is they sit at the intersection of the changeover that's occurring in humanity, and they take advantage of the old software. So like people come and they go, well, obviously you should earn yield. I mean, like, why wouldn't you earn yield on your money? Like, I'm just gonna let my money sit there? That's dumb. It should be earning yield. Yield comes from, an inflationary regime. Bitcoin is not an inflationary regime, so it will never make sense to earn yield on your Bitcoin. And the people that are telling you it does are simply taking advantage of you.
So I have a question about Bitcoin memes versus crypto memes. Well,
This guy gets it.
Bitcoin memes to me seem to be very powerful. A lot of them are very sticky, and they have shaped a lot of us. Stacking sats, hodl, not your keys, not your coins, proof of work. I see in the crypto space attempts to do what we're doing, like ultrasound money.
Is that money for ultrasound technicians? I'm still confused.
I'm also very confused. Yeah. We talk a lot about how Bitcoin is inevitable, and I think many of us believe that, but a lot of us also believe that through memes, through education, through conferences like this, we can speed the process up by which we get to a Bitcoin standard in a hyper-Bitcoinized world. When it comes to memes, though, do you think like the crypto folks are kind of shooting themselves in the foot? Like, I've never seen a good one that sticks around. Like, are Bitcoin memes inevitable as well?
I think if you have the truth, memes are easier to do. That's how it goes. And when you're trying to force something that's not really there, that's when the meme comes off as fake. Because if you've had to think about it, and you're like, what can we call this? And then you get everybody in the community, like the ultrasound thing. They put the bat and like this boombox or whatever. I don't know, like the speaker, and it's like they're forcing something, and it's like that's not a thing. It's never gonna be a thing. I know you're trying, but it's only this micro thing. We all know it's not a thing. I had that podcast with Laura and Udi, and Udi's like, yeah, that's a meme. That's not a thing. And so it's just not a thing. And so I think it comes down to, if you have the truth, you can put out a shitty meme and it becomes like a legendary meme because it's true. If you can do an average meme about the truth is better than like the most well thought out meme about something that's just not a thing.
Yeah, because it has resonance. The truth has resonance, right? Whereas something that you just concocted has no resonance. Like it only exists in your head, and other people are like, I don't get it.
And Bitcoin itself is this truth machine. We are all here because we understand something about Bitcoin. The people in the shitcoin space, they have no freaking clue what's going on. So it makes making memes easier because we have an understanding about something.
I was in a clubhouse room, and I told it was a shitcoin room, and I told them, I was like, you all sound deeply confused, okay? So what I want you to be aware of is the person that doesn't sound confused, because that person is stealing from you, Like, it's pretty simple.
You had something to add?
It wasn't meme necessarily related, but I saw Safedine tweet something out like the Bitcoin maximalists have been telling you about the Lunas and the 3 Hours Capital and the Alameda Research and all this, and now they're telling you about the shitcoins and Ethereum, and all the people telling you the opposite are telling you should be in Ethereum. Like, what is wrong with? There's this cognitive dissonance, and it's just going to take time and people getting wrecked.
Dude, one of the bad memes in the shitcoin space is they're like, well, you guys just say that everything is a scam. So how are we supposed to know when we're playing double dutch with our money on FTX, like when to pull it out? Because that's the actual signal that we're looking for. And you're like, bro, no, just don't do that. And they're like, but that's what we're doing anyway, and you need to warn us, bro. And you're like, what? It's a scam, dude. Like, I had a buddy call me, and he was like, hey man, can you check into this AI programmatic blockchain trading algo? And I was like, okay. I took 2 seconds. I looked at it. I was like, it seems like this is an outright Ponzi scheme, my guy. And he was like, so you're saying I should only do like $1,000? No. 0 would be better,
They're trying to wave us off the stage. I'm not going to put up with that, okay? We're going to be here all day. No, I'm kidding.
5 minutes.
The production team has been wonderful. We won't do that to them. Do we have any folks in the audience who, and you don't have to raise your hands, but who aren't as hardcore about Bitcoin as the rest of us, who might... Boo. No. Come on, American Hodl. We want to introduce them to self-love through stacking sats. We want to convince people of what we're convinced, because we have the truth on our sides. So what would you say to someone in the audience if maybe they are playing with these algorithmic programmatic ponzification schemes, or someone who is, I love Bitcoin, but Ethereum is interesting to me. What would you say to these people?
I guess I would be like, I know what you're trying to set me up for, but the way I'm feeling today, I would just be like, get wrecked, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling like being altruistic today,
Yeah, have fun staying poor, right?
Fun staying poor. Brekkie wanted me to do a whole speech where I was like, you gotta love yourself. It's about your future, man.
You know what, Lyn? Can you class this joint up a little bit?
Well, it's kind of like saying if someone wants to go to Vegas, it's like, have fun. Just, limit your budget so you don't, wreck yourself and come back whole. And so if someone wants to, shitcoin, it's like, well, okay, put some in Bitcoin. That's, your real thing. Anything you're doing else is, play money, right? So it's like going to Vegas. You put in that category, whatever. But, actually have a long-term plan. That's what I would say.
Yeah, everyone's just looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. And they think Bitcoin's the same thing, but any of us that are here know it is not easy, right? It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
So don't get poor slowly scheme. Another
Exactly.
fantastic meme. Well, all right, everyone. Let's do some final words, and then we'll give some time back to production, and we'll move on. Neil.
Nah, I'm just very blessed to be on the panel with all of you. Thank you all for coming, and keep memeing.
Should I relate it to memes or just like...
You can say whatever you want.
Inspirational message. Just keep hodling. Yeah, just hodl. You should know what to do if you're in this tent.
Yeah, that's why the question before about explain to someone new.
Yeah. These are all the odds.
You never know. You never know.
And people will watch this, so you're right, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe even some of our Bitcoiners here, they see the mad gains and they get tempted. Not on a week like this, but you never know. Stay strong. Lyn.
I mean, basically, it's inherently a long time preference thing. This is a process that takes a while. It comes with volatility. It comes with risk. So it's all about position sizing. Be careful. I don't know who started the meme, but it might have been Corey. I'm not sure. It's like you earn the right to buy more, right? If you buy more than your knowledge allows, you're gonna spill out at the bottom, right? Or you're gonna get over leveraged. Something's gonna happen. Whereas if you're super cautious, you get off zero, you check it out, you learn more. Maybe you'll want to buy more. Maybe not, right? So I think it's knowledge first, and then dealing with the amounts and the overall exposure you want to have. And that's why you can't just tell someone hey, just take everything you have and just throw it all in a Bitcoin. That person's probably going to get wrecked, right? And it's no. Learn how to use it. Buy it on Swan or wherever, and then take it off. And then send it to your friend or send it to yourself in another wallet, and just learn how that bearer asset moves around. Is there anyone here that owns Bitcoin and has never self-custodied it and has never moved it around from wallet to wallet? No.
No one's gonna admit that.
This is the hardcore 10.
We won't shame you. He will shame you. I will not shame
we
you.
do have a
There you
hand
go.
in the back.
Right? So I would say do that. Take $20, bring it into your wallet, move it around, and then you learn more about it by doing that. And then maybe you think, I want more of this. Or maybe you don't. But at least you then now you have knowledge, and then you can explore more.
This is a meme you might be able to use with high net worth clients. But what I've been telling people is, I say, listen, if you haven't done that, you haven't performed basic due diligence on your investment. Just basic due diligence,
All right, everyone, I want to thank our panelists. I want to thank our audience. I would like to urge you all to go out and make some really, really bad memes, because you never know which one is going to be the next big one. So, thanks.
Do you
everybody.
ever think you can't meme? Greg Zadge is out there doing bad memes every day. You know what I mean? He doesn't let the 0 likes stop him. He just keeps going.
Thanks,
I love
everybody.
you, Greg. I love you,
Thanks,
Greg.
guys.